Thank you for joining us on this video series. I appreciate that so much. God has asked us and God has called us to be disciple makers. And I just feel like that this is going to help us to do that. I want to talk in this segment, I want to talk about a D group structure. The last video, we talked about how to start a D group. And today I want to talk to you about how to structure that group. This is going to be real important. We try to make our groups 60 minutes. It's very important to honor time. And we want to honor everybody in our group's time. And so I want us just to kind of listen to this structure, make it work for you, but just listen to how we do that. So first, when we get together, we're going to have a time of prayer. We're just going to have intro time. We want to bookend our D groups with prayer. So we're going to spend time in prayer. And that's about 5 minutes. And so spend 5 minutes-ish praying for one another. And what you can do is what I would encourage you to do is have everybody pray for everybody. So just pray for the person on your left so everybody gets prayed for. And so just start that time in prayer. Second part of a D group is intentional conversations. And this probably needs to be 10 minutes. What I would suggest on this, because sometimes this part of the D group can take over. People have very important things to say. You listen. I would set a timer for 10 minutes. And at 10 minutes, I would go on to the next part. During this intentional time of conversations, talk about highs or lows of your week. What's been happening this week? What has God done in this week? What are the spiritual moments of this week? Just talk about highs and lows. Let's let it be more than just the football team was good this week and the football team wasn't good this week. Let's really get in some true moments of life. How are things with your family? What's going on? Some real high lows on that. But intentional conversation. The third part of a D group is to quote your memory verse. Part of a D group is memorizing scripture and doing that every week. We're to memorize at least one scripture a week. And so spend 5 minutes where everybody in that group is going in a circle and sharing their verse. It could be different translations. It could be the same translations, but everyone shares that verse. And you come in knowing that I'm going to share my verse. And spend about 5 minutes doing that. And then the next section is share your H.E.A.R journals. Now in the next video, we're going to get way more into H.E.A.R journals because this is pretty much the meat and potatoes of a D group. This is the heart of a D group. And we're going to spend 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes on this. So I want you to go ahead and just put down that we're going to spend 20 to 30 minutes going over our H.E.A.R journals in this D group section. And again, I'm going to get more into a H.E.A.R journal in the next video, and that's going to be very important. And then finally, spend some time in prayer. Close out this D group in prayer. So you can do it, we're having bookends of prayer at the beginning and at the end. But close out this time in prayer. And you can either have someone lead or again, everybody can just pray for the person on their left or the person on their right, and everybody gets to pray. But try your best to honor this 60 minutes. I did D groups this past year with people. We would have to meet at 6:30 in the morning. At 7:30, one of mine was a teacher, and at 7:30, he had to get up and leave. So we would be meeting at Jack's, or we would be meeting at Chick-fil-A, or wherever we were meeting, and he would just have to go at 7:30, and we knew that was going to happen. We have to guard our time for this. So again, the structure: open with prayer, intentional conversations, quote your scripture memory, spend time in your H.E.A.R journal, and then finally close out in prayer. That's the structure of a D group, and you will do it every week. You'll do that every week. So you read your scriptures, and then you come together, and you'll do that every week you'll meet. And so I think that if you follow this structure, and once you start doing it this way, it just becomes second nature to you, and you can do it. It's easy. So just encourage you to get the structure down and try your very best to stick with your time. Now, there are times where I've had groups who did go longer. We had the luxury of being in a place and a time where we could. That doesn't always happen. So be very, very mindful of this. So appreciate it. Next video, we're going to talk about H.E.A.R journals.